Hello, my name is Auzi Asfarian. I am a lecturer in IPB University. This is the paper that I write with my colleagues Dean Apriana Ramadan and Firman Ardiansyah about integrating humanitarian technology in computer science education. In this presentation, we will talk about four things. The first is about Campus Merdeka policy. The second and the third part is about the example of humanitarian technology activity in both curricula and extracurricular activity in our department. And we provide the lesson learned and reflection from those activity. So Campus Merdeka policy is the new policy by the Ministry of Education and the Culture. Basically, it enables university students to claim credit from various activities, including humanitarian projects. So the student give the freedom to choose one or more of this activity, and they can conduct the activity with their supervisor, and it will be included in their course credit in the higher education. The aim is to make the student to uphold human values and also raising their sensitivity to explore existing problem in community and also provide solution based on their interest and expertise. To simplify, this is the process that the student can do when they want to take a humanitarian project activity. So they can prepare the proposal and they can conduct the activity for at least 6 months or one semester. Afterwards, their works will be evaluated by the lecturer and supervisor, and it will then be recognized in the student credit. Integrating humanitarian technology in computer science education is not new. There are several attempts and the form that has been conducted by the previous research and commonly do in various universities around the world. For example, engineering projects in community service or APEX, service learning, social entrepreneurship, and humanitarian projects. However, there is differences between the example of the research with the current condition and policy in Indonesia higher education. The aims of this presentation is to provide latest practice of humanitarian projects in our department and also serve as example of humanitarian activity that can be included as a part of the independent campus program. This part will present our several activities in current curricula activity. So we will have three categories in courses, in community service program, and also related to undergraduate thesis. This table provides the title of the activity related to each categories and also the community target. In related to course program, we have involved local MSMA and organization in our software engineering related courses. In this case, information system and object-oriented system development. In 2020, our latest activity, we partnership with Basna Scholar School, where each student group analyze and build subsystem to improve the school business process, helping them to transform digitally. In the end of program, both of the organization and our students feel engaged, and students show more empathy and passion in the project. We have measured this, but we will publish it in the next publication. We also have humanitarian activities in related to community service program. Since 2020, this program is mandatory for all students in computer science department. Third-year students from various majors will be mixed in a group and assigned to help their local community from 2 months. The topic adjusted to the community needs, which include IPB domain expertise. So it can include agriculture or maybe environment and also related to technology application. We also have planned to create a smart village and smart agriculture project through community service program, but it cannot be done this year because of COVID-19. We hope we can do this next year. We also have some students that choose the topic related to humanitarian technology activity and as the topic for their final project. So these students usually have previous experience in working with the community, whether in the community service program or other social project. So we have 4 of these activity in the last 2 years. For example, the development of travel guide for the people with hearing impairment. We also create the job search apps analysis for person with hearing impairment and speech impairment. We also help a small community to develop the Koper Pustaka application to help them circulate the book. And also the lastly is to help the people with physical disability to do mobility in Bogor. In this part, we will present some example of humanitarian activity in relation to extracurricular activity, which not counted in the credit. We have 3 categories: student association activity, student competition, and independent project. Currently, Computer Science Student Association has 2 programs related to humanitarian engineering technology activity. The first program starts in 2020, where the student association collaborate with the local village organization to increase ICT literacy in the rural area. This activity is conducted weekly every Sunday at 9 to 13 a.m. with the number of participants varied between 15 to 35 people per session. The topic is usually about ICT literacy. But we also, since 2019, we also create the yearly activity of Hour of Code to introduce the programming to middle and high school students in Bogor. Some students also conduct humanitarian activity in relation to student competition. So, for example, we have 2 teams that get the achievement in national level. The first team is create the solution to reduce stress and depression of divorce and domestic violence, and the second team is create smart mobile health platform for autoimmune community to improve the health and well-being of the sufferers. From those activities, we try to reflect and learn some lesson to improve our future practices. The first lesson is we must measure the impact to community and student. As you can see, the current activity is still lacking in the impact measurement, both to the community and the students. Currently, we start to conduct this kind of measurement in small number of projects. For example, in object-oriented system development and also the mandatory community service program. And we will publish the result in the next publication. Secondly, we saw the pattern that some students can have one project and it can recognize in multiple areas. So, for example, a project can start from a student competition and lately ended up as final and a graduate project. This is enabled by the current practice of our higher education policy. Previously, this is not recognized, but now the extracurricular activity can also be recognized as a part of the course project. Through the policy, we hope the students, under the supervision of a lecturer, can perform a sustainable and long-lasting project in more extended duration. Lastly, to achieve the desired integration, a strong partnership between each element inside and outside the higher education institution is needed. By identifying common goals and weaving integrated programs that support each other, a flourishing ecosystem which encourages more humanitarian projects will arise. The strong relationship between higher education to industry, government, civil society, and environment also required to create a more impactful activities. In conclusion, there is vast potential and opportunity to integrate the humanitarian technology activity in higher education in Indonesia. We have presented the current practice of humanitarian projects in our department and reflected the gap between our current practice with the principle of humanitarian technology. In the future, we recommend higher education to start also to measure the impact of the activity both to the student and also for community. This is the references that we cited in this presentation. Thank you, and we are looking forward for the future input for you to improve the quality of our activity. Thank you.